The New York Giants make a move. They acquire Isaiah Simmons from the Arizona Cardinals for a 2024 seventh-round pick. And look, it's worth the shot for Joe Schoen. And Isaiah Simmons, if you remember, was someone that was talked about in 2020 when Andrew Thomas was selected fourth by the Giants. And obviously that, could not have worked out better. Simmons was taken eighth by the Arizona Cardinals, and there was a lot of hope, a lot of high hopes for Isaiah Simmons, kind of seen as a positionless player, unique in that way, versatile, but things didn't really work out for Simmons and the Cardinals, really specifically last season for the team, where things just really went off the rails, and now they're considered, at this point, kind of one of the worst teams in the league, and the Giants actually play the Cardinals in week 2 in Arizona, so a reunion for Simmons pretty immediately. But to only give up a seventh-round pick, it definitely has me questioning a lot. Now, look, he's going to be a free agent at the season, so that definitely plays into it a bit. For the Giants, it'll cost a little over $1 million, so nothing too crazy there as far as the cap is concerned. And it appears as if Simmons will mainly be used as a linebacker for the Giants. I guess to give a comparison, although hopefully it's sort of more used, was last year, with Landon Collins and Tony Jefferson, where they were kind of like really safeties by trade, but were like really part of the linebacking crew. And it was a motley crew. But I think that Simmons, when you think about what room he's in, right? I think it's going to be in that same room, with Bobby Okereke and Micah McFadden and Darian Beavers, and the Giants are definitely thin there. Getting Okereke was very important, and it's very important that he stays healthy. And you think about that depth there, but to go from, Jalen Smith and Tay Crowder and there's definitely some others that I'm probably forgetting along the way. I mean, certainly in years past that aren't as good. The athleticism is increasing. The speed of this Giants team is getting better. Look, Isaiah Simmons, this could be a flop. Simply put, there's definitely flaws in his game. I mean, look, that's why Arizona traded him for a seventh-round pick. Not great in the run game, not great in zone coverage, but definitely is someone that, like I said, as far as open field tackling, I think it's a little bit better than between the tackles. And so with Wink Martindale, you hope that's just the right combination. I think Martindale will make use of Simmons, and I really believe, again, if I'm correct, and maybe I'm not, but if I am, you'd like to think that he's probably better than Micah McFadden. And if that's the competition, then Simmons should get some playing time. And, we'll see, right? Like, there's always going to be excitement for a guy that was drafted this high this recently. I mean, it's a little bit different, but even like when Jalen Smith came to the Giants from the Cowboys, it's a familiar name, maybe more so because it was division. And so there was, a different level of excitement because the Giants really weren't any good at that point, but that ended up being what it was. Like, he wasn't really all that good. I mean, compared to what was out there, maybe at first, it was okay, but by the end of it, it was like he was a definite detriment. It's probably not really a fair comparison, to be fair, either. Simmons is different. And like I said, versatile. I think last season he might have played a ton, as a nickel corner. And look, the Giants are somewhat thin there too. So, again, that's the key word for me is versatility with Simmons. Let's just quickly look at, some statistics from the previous 3 seasons for Simmons. This is a guy that's mainly been a starter for Arizona, and has been healthy. I don't think he's missed the game, if I'm reading this correctly, in the first 3 seasons in the league. And that's a good quality. Look, the stats, just this past season in 17 games, I believe 13 started. 4 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery, 2 interceptions, and one of them was actually returned for a touchdown. So not just statistically, some of that jumps out at you. 99 total tackles last year. The year before that, 105 with 1.5 sacks, 4 forced fumbles, 1 interception. And then as a rookie in 16 games, nothing crazy there. A couple sacks, again, forced fumble recovery, interception. So, again, this is a playmaker type of guy who I'm excited to see. Like when it came across the screen, I was like, wait a minute, like for a seventh, it just seems odd. But maybe maybe we'll find like, whoa, like there is a reason why, this guy was traded fairly easily. And look, Arizona's going in a different direction. And clearly, I mean, they declined his fifth-year option, which kind of goes without saying. And, I guess, like, he is a young player still, right? He's in his fourth year. And for them to make that assessment, I mean, we know Arizona's, like I said, like, it's going to be a youth movement there, but he is young, and they just figured that he's not part of the solution. I also am not sure how happy he was over there. And I think this will be a really good change of scenery. I think Joe Schoen continues to do a really nice job in terms of, you're not mortgaging, a crazy amount of draft picks. So now as 2024 sits, you lose that 7th round pick. You still have your other 6 remaining. And I'm sure things will change by the time draft time comes. Look, they might trade away another draft pick or 2. Or on the flip side, they might acquire 1 or 2. I mean, Schoen seems forward thinking. So, really like the direction of the team. They have one more preseason game against the Jets, and then we'll find out soon thereafter the 53-man roster. And the thing with that is it's very fluid. So I want to do an episode discussing like the sort of final roster, but the thing is like so much changes on that. So I will have a discussion about that. I might wait a little bit just to see how things trickle out, because we've seen like just last year that the Giants have made waiver claims, and like, so don't be so sure when you hear about the final cuts and things like that. There's a lot that can still shake out. So I think I'm going to wait probably, maybe closer to the start of the regular season, but certainly not right away. But I do want to discuss how this roster looks. And now you're bringing Isaiah Simmons into the fold. And in terms of looking at that 53-man roster, barring something unforeseen, there's a good chance that he will be on that. And I think as well, probably getting, a good amount of reps, and a lot of snaps for Wink Martindale's defense. So again, Isaiah Simmons, once the 2020 8th overall pick by the Arizona Cardinals, traded to the New York Giants, and the Giants trade away their 2024 7th round pick. We will see how Simmons does in blue.